think that's cool, Ben? What? You think that's neat? That thing delivers buildings and sets them down. Hey, look who's here. It's Bear. Oh, sweet Bear. So I just wanted to give you guys an update. Haven't fallen off the face of the planet. We did premiere our show Wilder Still this weekend, and it was amazing. Thank you guys so much for your support of that. So many beautiful posts and being tagged in so many words of encouragement. That was very, very sweet, especially in the midst of such a I don't want to say stressful. I don't really want to use derogatory terms for this little season that we're in. It's uncomfortable is really all it is. It's also short, so it won't be long. So our home, which we bought here locally, we bought a double wide manufactured home. I'm probably calling it the wrong thing. I don't know. I've heard it called mobile home, manufactured home, and modular home. I've called it all three, and every time I have somebody tell me that I'm wrong. So I don't know what it is. It's my house. I'm gonna live in it. We purchased that, and we've been sharing this journey the whole way. I know I keep doing recaps, but we have been in the process of moving to South Carolina, and this was one of the steps that we took to have a comfortable place to stay, to be able to take our time. We still want to build a house in the future, but with the market being kind of crazy right now, we just didn't know what that was going to look like. My dad has been battling cancer, and he's planning on coming out here and helping us contract that. So there were just a lot of factors that were outside of our control, and we felt like this would be the best bet for our family in the meantime. And it's really, really nice. So we've been in the middle of, got a gnat in my face. We've been in the middle of getting all of this just set up, all the utilities, all of that stuff over the last few months, and we're in the home stretch. The company we bought our house from is called Oasis. We've had several people ask us that, and they actually told us after we mentioned it in the last video that a couple of you called. I am gonna do a video, but the house got fully set up, fully cleaned, ready to be moved into, and we're just waiting right now on the electrical setup. So the utility company could not put the pole out until the house was set up with a meter, and they came out today and they said they were gonna try to get it in as soon as possible. So we're still just waiting on that. And right now we're just setting our house up so that when the power is on, we can actually start staying in it. So we just started moving stuff in, and I'm gonna tell you guys this, it's not gonna be right now. We gotta get the house set up first, but I would love to have some feedback from you. I've been talking with my friend Matthew about it, and I gotta talk a little bit about gardening stuff because it is truly what I'm thinking about every day while I don't have a garden. But in front of our house here, this is like a really big double wide home, and it sits up kind of tall. A lot the same, like it's just big and a lot the same. And I really, really want to put a good flower bed in the front here. And we are still like just kind of chipping away at getting loads of wood chips out here. Our friend Will has brought us a couple loads of wood chips, and we put our name on different lists and stuff. And as soon as I get my family settled, I can start worrying about building big gardens. But kind of in the meantime, as we're just starting to get settled, I'm planning on maybe starting to collect the stuff to do these flower beds in front of the house. And I would love your input on this. I would love kind of your help, what you think would look good here. It is a full sun area. It gets some afternoon shade, very late afternoon. These big oaks right here will shade it. So I'm out here right now with the kittens, just if you guys see them. We're not letting them out to roam without very strict supervision. Because whenever you get cats to new places and dogs, you don't want to give them an opportunity to go get lost. But I knew somebody would see those and be like, ah, don't let them outside. They're outside because I'm outside. So what I'm thinking is doing a border here. And again, I'm thinking about doing hydrangeas in this. Maybe some little lime hydrangeas is what Matthew was saying. Potentially some limelights, but those can get really tall, but maybe in this area they would be okay. So I'm going to tell you what I'm wanting here. That's what I'm considering, but I'll tell you what I'm wanting, and maybe you can think of something that I'm not thinking of. First things first, I can do azaleas or rhododendrons. Those are often suggested whenever I talk about spaces like this, but I have goats, and those are both very deadly to goats. So I cannot put azaleas anywhere on my property. I actually love azaleas. They were in front of my childhood home, and I think they're beautiful, but again, I'm not willing to risk it because goats will inevitably get out, and it would be devastating if something like that happened. So down here, I had considered putting some roses in, and I may still do like one rose bush or maybe two, one on each side. I'm open to that. I don't want to put a ton of roses down here because roses are a little more hands-on. They need to be deadheaded. And I just, eventually I would like this to be a little more hands-off space. So up here I definitely want something that's going to be perennial that I can put in and not have to replant every year. Again, think low maintenance. I am going to put these beds on drip, and I would like something that's going to be pretty full. There's a long growing season here. I think the first frost is like, it's very similar to Arkansas. It's like October to late March for frost dates, and so anything that is frost tender even will have green on it throughout most of the year. And again, I'm kind of leaning towards the hydrangeas because I think that they'll fill out really pretty. As we've moved here over the last few months, I've noticed so many people have hydrangeas here. A lot of the cities use them in their city landscaping, which I thought was really interesting. So I know they do well here. And so I just want to fill this out, and I was thinking I might go ahead and start looking at gathering those plants, and then I can just water them up close to the house until we get that built. Right now, again, if you're local and you can help me with some sourcing, I would love your suggestions. I am looking for bulk soil sources. We have found multiple wood chip sources, and so it's going to be just making trips. And like I said, the house is our priority right now. Getting our family settled is our priority, but it helps me while I don't have a garden to be thinking about these things, like to know, okay, this is where I'm gonna go, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm a planner, and I am desperately having garden withdrawals. Like, not having my garden is hard. So we're gonna get these beds filled out, and then I have a couple of raised beds that I'm gonna put together and finish up here, and I'm getting my new green stalks in, and so I'm gonna try to get some fall stuff planted. Probably like by the end of August would be plenty of time to get some cool weather crops planted. Can you say hi?
Hi.
What do you think of them unloading that building? Is that pretty cool?
Mm-hmm.
You just think machinery is neat, don't you? I will tell y'all, it does feel like actually living here now that my bear dog is here. That trip was looming. Actually, I did make a little clip. It's not very good. I wanted to get like a good video of Bear's reaction, but trying to hold the camera, well, I'll just show you. All right, I'm here to get my baby dog. I haven't seen him in weeks. It's the longest I think I've ever been away from him. Who's here? Hey, Queenie! Hey, baby! Hi! Hi! Oh, we're so happy. Okay, hold on. No, he's a happy boy. He and Con were obviously very happy to learn that I had not abandoned them. So they're here, the cats are here. So we don't have power, and the house is warm. Thankfully, it has not been as hot outside as it has been in the past. Oh, Bruce, you gotta stay close, bro. All right, I'm gonna give them a couple more minutes, and then I'm going to put them back in the house and close the door. The house is warm, but it's only been in the high like 80s to 90 degrees the last few days. It cooled off a lot, and then it has not gotten as hot as it was. I'm so thankful for that because we are trying to work in the house. So that is like 30, 32 Celsius, and it's hot, but it's not like miserably hot. I mean, we're used to working in hot weather. The big thing with having the animals here is just making sure they have plenty of cool water, and we have a generator down here we've been using to run some fans and stuff, and it's actually significantly cooler in the house. Alright, so it's actually later in the same day. I had to set the camera down and help with some stuff. That's been the story of the last few days, and it's probably going to be like this for a little while. I'm going to do my best to continue making content for you guys. It's just such a crazy time in the middle of moving and getting situated. But we'll be back to, I guess, finding our way and figuring out what normal is going to look like for us from now on. And I'm excited. I know we're going to have tons of content. Tons of content is coming. We have to build the whole farm, build gardens and build structures and get new animals and take care of the ones we have. But as of right now, it is in between. So I'm going to show you guys inside my house real briefly. I've had a lot of people messaging me and asking me questions about this type of housing, like manufactured homes or modular homes, mobile homes, whatever. I am not an expert. I will tell you guys that we bought this particular model because it's the one we could get here in time. It was one that they had gotten in, it was on their lot. We didn't have to pre-order it. So we did not customize this, which that's kind of one of the things with these is you can like order and customize the way they look and all that stuff. We did not do that. We bought it as is. It was a show model. We actually made an agreement with them where they could show it for a few months. So like people have been in here and all that. So that we could purchase one that we could get out here in time. Because anything that we custom ordered was gonna take months longer to get here. So this was like kind of a higher end manufactured home. It's still significantly cheaper than like going and buying a stick built house. The price per square foot I think came out to be almost half of what we were seeing houses of the comparable size selling for in this area. Of course, that's just the price for the house. There's no land built into that price. So even still, it was cheaper. The main perk for us was that it was faster. And we decided that buying this, which was new, it included all the setup, all the legwork. They handled, I think we had to get some permits, but they handled a lot of the, you know, all of that stuff. And since we were moving from far away, that was worth it for us to go ahead and get a new house. We had looked at trying to find something like on Craigslist that we would have to move, but just the amount of logistics that would have added was crazy. Oh, Bear, are you happy? Con, come here. Stay near, please. So we started unloading the pods a little bit, and our plan is to get this as set up as possible so that when our power turns on, we can just come stay in it. So we've been working in here, putting things together, putting, you know, furniture back together. We did change out some of the fixtures just to try to personalize it. I'm probably going to paint a little bit just to make this feel more like us rather than something that's really kind of a, you know, more basic model. But it's really beautiful. I'm going to show you. I will tell you this is a wide angle lens. I made a little video to send to a friend of mine on my camera, kind of just doing a little tour. And when I was watching the video, I was like, wow, that looks huge. This is a big house. It's not as big as it's gonna look on this camera. All right, let's go on in. All right, you stinker, don't push past me. Okay, so here's our living room and here's our kitchen. This is the part I am most excited about. So this kitchen is really big, as you can see. And this was one of the big deciding factors for us in going ahead and getting a house that was ready-made. And because this, like, there's no rush for us now to build our house, because having a full-size kitchen that we can actually use the food we grow, having this meant that we can go ahead and start building our farm. Our farm is our job, and so I need to get to the point of building gardens and doing all that stuff so I have content to make. This whole dynamic, I know it might be unusual for some people, but a lot of people have messaged me asking questions about this because a lot of people are feeling this push right now. They really want to get out and start growing food, and they're saying this might be an option. And I think it's a good one. I'll tell you that these higher end ones, they are a little more expensive than we had originally hoped to spend, but the perk of buying one of these was that it had like the brick underskirting, and they take the wheels off. It's put on a permanent foundation. Well, if we're gonna spend money, let's go ahead and make the investment because we have a lot of kids. We have a really big family. We want to build a lot of big things in this area, you know, doing our learning center and stuff. And so we just built this as future guest space, but that also alleviated any press for us right now, because we could stay in this house indefinitely. It is Maya's dream to build a house. I definitely want him to have the opportunity to do that, but it's comfortable enough that this would be enough if we needed it to be. Hey, buddy. So as you can see, like, they put it together and it's 2 pieces. And so these big spaces are really large because it's both sides. So we have our dining room down here. We actually have to move our table in here. This table was in this, but we did bring our table, and we got to put in the fixture we have for above there. I'm thinking that, oh goodness, y'all need to go drink some water and lay down. It is not that hot. I'm thinking I'm gonna put a pegboard here to hold my pans. It's kind of a little awkward, kind of off to the side, but I don't know, I think I would miss that if I didn't have it. And I'm also planning on putting some chalkboard paint up. Do y'all want to see that kind of content? I thought about it today because I bought some chalkboard paint. I was gonna paint this section. Again, I'm just trying to make this feel like our house and a little more personal. And I thought, well, I guess I could make a video about doing stuff like that. And then, I don't know, is that something you guys want to see? Because this is what we're doing right now. I know it's not our usual content, but it's our actual life. And when you're a vlogger, that's what you have to show. So we have our bedroom in here. We have a really nice bathroom, which I won't go into all of these spaces just because that's kind of weird. Down here, we have all our kids' rooms. We have this really long hallway. Again, I will tell you. Oh, hey, Brucey Goosey. Hello, sir. He's like, get away from me, dog. And then we've got kids' bedrooms here, which they have all their school clothes and everything laid out everywhere. So I'm thinking, like, timeline-wise, so we were told today by the electrical company that they're going to try to get it done by Wednesday. It might be later in the week, and we're okay with that. We moved a lot of the stuff out of the camper, like the clothes and all of that, which gave us a little more breathing room in there, and that's really nice. And it's nice that we're able to be so close, even though this is something of an uncomfortable season, just because everything is so different. I admittedly have a little bit of a hard time with change. I always have. In some regards, I don't know, like I can't keep the same hairstyle for a few, more than a few months, but I like changes that I can really control, but whenever it's a lot of change, I just kind of freak out internally. And this process has been just making the choice to go through the uncomfortable season of change. And I was actually speaking with my son Asher, because Asher is very, very much like me in that sense. Like, he likes routine, he likes he likes structure, and he doesn't mind changing his hair color, but he wants everything else to be the same. And I was talking to him about how proud I was of him because he's starting a new school, and he's just really embracing this change, although it evidently makes him extremely uncomfortable. And we were just having a discussion about how growth in life often requires uncomfortable change, and just getting to the point of embracing that. And that's where we are right now. I'd love to know how much you would like to see of this process, and I will do my best to turn on the camera and show it to you. And very soon we will be going plant shopping together and putting plants in the ground. This is just a season, and one that I know will be worth it in the long run. So now that my dog is here, I feel like I live here, because any other time that I've been places where my dog isn't with me, it's because I don't live there. And then I go home and there he is. And so as soon as he got here, I thought, oh wow, this is where we live, right, Bear? Colin's like, me too. That's right, Colin. Thank you guys for hanging out with me today. We bless you. Until next time.